Okay.
Moors, we're grateful that you guys showed up.
Right? A lot more.
Let's think that things are all right. The Moorish movement is still alive. We were wondering, that's why he asked you how you got the info. Wondering why.
Not bad. 128, not bad. 128, not bad. There's a lot more. Go.
If you want to also clear off that one there, too, we can sit there. There's a chair there for someone if they want. I felt that the round table was the way to go.
Good call. Get the Stonehenge. Wow. Oh, that's the one right there. I never seen that one before. I never seen that one. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. He waited right when you fall out there. Like, I got like, it's not yet. I would be proud. To close out with prayer today, we're just going to start up with our readings to be read every meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical agitating speeches while at work in their homes or on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet, or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement, will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Drew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out a divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways. Noble Drew Ali, Islam. To be proclaimed in every meeting. I am glad to know I have a few faithful Moors among you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There is a host of jealousy about me and the movement now by the same people on our side of the nation that claim that I was only a joke and unreal. But now, since they have found out from the government officials and the nations of the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as American citizens, they are working every scheme that they can to disqualify me so they may take charge of the situation. I have notified all these things to you long ago in the past. It is through the faithful Moors that attribute to the movement and uplifting funds. The ones that paid their divine respect to me and the movement will be remembered. That is why I am calling upon all faithful Moors to increase their faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement. I need finance and I need it badly. Never before have I needed finance so badly as I do at present, so I can shove aside the discord that is facing the nation. It all comes through jealousy because of my fame and nobility. The nations of the world will not recognize the movement without I, the prophet, being head. It has been proven by my works which I have performed in the past few years. Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Islam. To the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Islam. This is the instruction from your Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Be faithful unto your forefathers' divine and national creed, that you will be blessed for your good deeds that you sow in the flesh. Allah is the one that judges the world, and his judgment is now on, but the weak can comprehend it not. The end of time is drawing near, so says Allah to his divine prophet, I Noble Drew Ali. And that's why many hearts have been turned to stone. Many have eyes to see, but cannot see, ears to hear, but cannot hear, lest they would be confounded of their sins. These are trying hours now, dear Moors, and every evil spirit is moving, and they are trying every weak mind to overthrow and drag out the true foundation that has been laid, and to cause confusion in the minds of the ones that do believe. But if you have the true love of Allah and the spirit of your forefathers, you fear not what you hear or see, but will sacrifice the utmost of your very life to protect your movement and your profit. Watch your enemies, dear Moors. Your enemies are the ones that speak against your prophet and ridicule him to the very lowest, and the ones that speak against your divine and national principles of your temples. Act accordingly, and Allah will bless you for your good work. Peace, your divine prophet, Noble Ali. Islam. Islam. So you want to welcome Moors to the first outdoor session, which
Moors in the Park.
Moors in the Park series. Um, Brother Yasoon and Brother Omar were talking about us just doing stuff outside of the building, so people could see Moors together. All right, so we're here for our outdoor session next week. We're going to be at the Bluffs next week Sunday.
12 o'clock. We're going to start early.
12 o'clock at the Bluffs, which is the bottom of Brimley. Any other announcements?
The week after that will be either High Park or another one to come. That'll probably be the end of this year's Moors in the Park series.
Yeah.
And there should be Town Hall coming up soon. There's a we're going to talk to you about that. Setting a time. We haven't had one in a minute, right? I'm just putting that up to you that we thought that would be good. We even thought about maybe just having a prop to today.
Yeah. What else was there? Oh yeah, and don't forget our Moors traveling from far to be here as well. Yeah. So you know the word's getting out. Yeah. You know the word's getting out when the Moors are here from everywhere. Of course, Islam to all the Moors online too. We'll just start up. I heard the Moors were talking about the ID thing. So if you have any questions, we'll start with any questions, especially you being here if you have any questions. And as well, some readings I found. I was doing some cleaning and I found some letters from some Moors that used to just keep us on game. These letters are 2009. So we'll just read those and give a little 2008, 2009. So we'll just read those and just give a background to those. But questions before we start up. You got a attendance thing going?
I forgot the book.
I know.
Sub it in, right?
Oh yeah, but good. Any questions, one?
Yeah. As far as the nationality card, ID card,
Yeah.
the right to travel card, I'd like to just hear some people's experience of the process.
Right. Yeah. So the question is just experiences with regard to nationality cards or right to travel cards. As far as the documents, it's always important that we look at it from the perspective that we're the document before the document. I mean, we have to be the ones that put the power behind the actual instrument that we're using. If we're going from and this is why, for example, like we have the 9-month rule, because if you go through all the pictures on the wall at the temple, you'll see that if you go through all the pictures on the wall at the temple, you'll see that we as as a body of administrators, right? Take it upon ourselves to assist people with certain things so that, you know, the transition can happen from being Negro, Black, whatever, to this new paradigm. And many people on those walls aren't here anymore, but they got the Moorish, whether it was honors, whether it was titles, whether it was information, whether, you know what I mean, whatever they left with, it was not from the perspective of leaving it and giving honors to where they got it from. So we our thing now is prove that you're worthy to have a nationality card. We don't care how people are gonna think about it. You know what I mean? If they gotta wait 9 months and they want their card tomorrow because they got court, that's not my problem. Because this is bigger than these instruments. You know what I mean? So um, from from my experience, the the idea of people is that the use of the nationality card is vital to living in this system. Because one of the things that they stress to do is to extract finance from us. And the easiest way for them to extract finance is by them having us in their jurisdiction. You know what I mean? Once we're in their jurisdiction, they can extract finance, right? So with having a nationality card, it's about being able to maneuver in the system, not to necessarily overthrow or anti-government or whatever like that, but know that there's been something kept away from us, which is us being able to self-identify ourselves. We don't need to go to some guy over there to be somebody, regardless of who it is. You know what I mean? And again, the issue that we have is that the people that we're going to are private foreign corporations that don't even have jurisdiction to give IDs or licenses or whatever. Peace money, right? They don't even have jurisdiction to do those things. So it's not a thing where because you have it, you're going to use it. Because even Drew Ali in the reading said, you know, don't show your flash card to Europeans. Majority of these corporations that we're dealing with, whoever it is, are Europeans. So sometimes it applies, you know what I mean? Like, you know that, for example, with nationality card, going back again to the driving issue, right? Like just before right to travel card, when we only had nationality card, right? Travel wasn't even whatever, but you use nationality card for everything, which is again to show the different layers that it holds. You know what I mean? Right? So I was traveling back then, driving without a license, without insurance or whatever, and I knew it within myself that I wasn't going to give these people a license if I got stopped. So I didn't even carry that on me or anything. I just had the nationality card, the nationality paperwork, and I had nationality card. And the lights went on, and then it was the crossroads right now. You're either gonna admit that I'm supposed to have a license and don't have nothing, and whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, or I'm gonna give them this other thing and see what the hell. The most that could happen is I don't know. But never did that. Let's try that, see what happens or whatever. You know what I mean? And gave them the nationality card, and it turned into a big deal. You know what I mean? Stopped the highway, escort me off the thing, told me make sure I park in a private property or whatever. Don't park in a public place or whatever. Go in private property. Pull over. Everybody coming out. People looking. Oh my gosh, you know something's gonna happen to the black guy or anything like that. And then they just told me, give this paper to the license driver and let the driver know that license is suspended. And then I got to go, and they didn't ask anything about insurance papers or nothing like that. But that's just
From the
me,
outside,
from
looking
my
in,
position.
I'm seeing it the same way. It's like it's more like something communicated.
Right. But
They
then
need
on
to see something.
right. But on the other side, same type of situation, and people got their window busted open and got kidnapped. So it's not one way because you show the card.
Ultimately, it's hands it on the fence beside you.
Like and whatever goes down is what's gonna go down. It's not because does the card work, does the card not work? Do you work? Forget the card working or the papers working. Is the actual being vibrating on the right frequency that when they show the card, it's gonna have the outcome that's supposed to happen, opposed to the thing that's not gonna happen. And again, it goes down to every type of situation. You look at something like one of the Moors wanted to reserve his rights. Like, why are you doing that? What do you mean? Why can't I do that? They can't give an answer why he can't. So they just have to let him reserve his rights. Yeah. You know what I mean? There was no fight, there was no argument or whatever. They just let him do it. But then other Moors, they got to go to see the president of the company, sit down and have a meeting to see if they can. You know what I mean? So it's never gonna be this clean. You know what I mean? It's never gonna be a clean swipe. You're gonna be at it like to pull it off. Good, man. Good. Hey, bring your shirt back, yo. What are you trying to do?
I recognize it is, but it is.
Yeah. He's more.
In regards to the national card, it's like saying, I have the card. It's like saying, okay, well, somebody has it too, or doesn't have to get the
Right. Yeah. You need the experience of how to use the tool, not just having it. Right. You know. Anybody else with nationality card experiences? Yeah, just experiences with having using nationality card. So it's more for the individual, not who they're giving it to. Yeah.
somebody have a question, what's the source? My card is a reassurance to say, here's a proof of my my source.
Right. Islam. Omar. Brother Omar.
To card for our self, for them.
Yeah.
To let us know we belong to something. That's nothing to do with them. And it's the exercise of that creates that. Plus, it's the body politic, my perspective, that reflects that, backs that up.
Right.
Filipinos don't need cards
To prove that they're thinking.
together in the body. Filipino.
Right.
So that's where I see card really. The card is for us to know that we belong to something. That we are an administration should reflect that as well.
No, okay.
I had an experience where I went to the eye doctor and checked out my eyes and there's about 6 things that he says are kind of the kind of things that you see are the kind of things that I have the black teeth. Now this is a scientist, a doctor. So I asked him about his black teeth. So he said, what's a gene that black people have is not black. You know, black? I said, no. Anyway, I ended up educating him. You know, he was a Hindustani.
Yeah.
I said, you identify yourself by a color. You have a So we had that kind of conversation. But I also had my card to further reinforce my point. You know what I mean? And that's not the first time. I had another argument with the doctor a couple of years ago.
Right.
Where he was telling me, okay, I had to identify on some chart. So black came up, and I said, I'm not black. And he was arguing with me that I wasn't.
Oh, wow.
You know, so
Yeah.
I just let him know. So if you want to put something on there, and you can't put other than white, but don't put black.
Right.
I'm surprised they even said something to you. Usually they just put you into a box.
That's that. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, like, I don't have a lot of story to say, but just going back to the root of the word, jurisdiction is right to speak, right? So when you talk about jurisdiction, if you have an opportunity to speak for yourself, it shows incompetence if you put a physical thing forward first before you put your words. If you're not mute, and if you have mental capacity in you, as soon as you put a physical thing forward, the person who's receiving it, you're telling them, I may not be fully capable. That's why the prophet said, don't flash it. He didn't say don't show it. He just said don't flash it. Don't be like, in other words, jurisdiction is the right to speak. If you have the right to speak, then you should be able to speak and express that right with your word. Right? And so that's the first step in two humans who are not mute interacting. They talk to each other. If you can't express that, then you can't expect any card or paper to work. So you have to be able to win the battle vocally, verbally, and don't even consider like the physical card is synonymous with your physical body. To be knocked out unconscious. If the card's on your body, then it speaks for you because you're unconscious. It doesn't make sense for the card to speak to you. It doesn't even make sense. That's how they look at us when we say to before they admit that they know. Regardless use the verb you have on. And when you speak with them with your words, you can always explain yourself. The definition. Look up. Say whatever you need. If you give them a limited physical document, it's limited. You're unlimited. There was never a time when that was not. These people that here was no you. Was no like in other words, you. And he said, was a fear. Was there power? There's in life. There's in time. So what fear? You see what?
Part of it, like you said, they were calling them some kind original said Pharaoh. The original character, not the big white. Money is still
or any other nationality card. Experience.